Professor Diana Nambatyansika. I'm a co-founder of Integrated Health Kwagala Farm. We're in Chisasi Kulambiro. And I'm one of those model farms that Pelham brings their students or their visitors to see a model farm that is making things happen on half an acre. And on that half acre, we do fresh vegetables like sukuma, spinach, spring onions, a number of spices, red for mint, and many others that we do. We also do cows, and on the farm we're able to convert cow dung into organic fertilizer that we sell across the country. And at the same time we also do, we get biogas for cooking and for lighting. The organic farming practices we've used is one, the use of herbs such as mururuza. Sometimes many people call it the bitter gourd. Mururuza, mwetango, echigaji, which many people know as aloe vera. And then we do organic fertilizers from those. But at the same time, we add in a number of other things like garlic and the bitter lemon to just make sure that we have organic fertilizer running. Part of the challenges that we meet is around this country's certification of organic fertilizer. The process is not really clear. And I think for us, when we bring our produce to the market, organic foods should be slightly more pricey than the normal foods. So we sell our products to a number of avenues. One, we're leading supply of fresh vegetables to carry for supermarkets, which took over ShopRite. Two, we have a fresh market stall on Kwagala Farm, which has a reach of about close to 100 customers daily in the urban center.
Now, this is an organic products market, and it has been established purposely to offer an opportunity to our people in Uganda to have a place where they can find safe and nutritious food, and also farmers who have access to a local organic market. Now here we have a procedure of bringing in products. The very first thing is that these products must be organic in nature. They must have been produced from an organically managed farming system. Now farmers, first of all, must be using organically produced chemicals. For example, manure, organic fertilizers. They must be using pesticides that have been extracted from natural materials. They must ensure that on their farms they have no soil erosion. They must ensure that they have conserved trees in order for trees to help them recycle nutrients and to avoid the other benefits that come with the trees. There must be a rich biodiversity at the organic farm. Currently this market is growing. It is less than a year old. It still has space for more stores. Now the challenge is that as it grows, the supply must come, and consumers must also demand effectively for what will be supplied in this market. And that's where Pelham and other stakeholders can come in to stimulate production of organic agriculture products, but also to sensitize consumers, individuals, households, and even restaurants and hotels who have interest in purchase of organic products.
Amanya gange nze Sengendo Richard, ndi mulimi wa vanilla okumala emyaka 12 nenge esigo najija ku muto wange ono. Tuli ba Uganda.
Teri kintu ku nsi kiriibwa muzunga tekiteekeddwamu kufanira. Tekiriibwa. Buli kintu ky'owulire kiriibwako omuntu yenna nti muzungu kiteeka okubaamu kufanira. Bamwagala nnyo nnyo ne gwe tulina tamala mu katale k'ensi yonna.
Akozesebwa mu binywebwa mu bizigo tubiyita cosmetics bye biki. naye nnyo mu mmere y'abaana babisaamu nnyo appetize aleeta okwagala omwana okulya.
vanira bamugula ekimuli badde nkyerabidde bagula n'ebimuli oba tusobodde kutundula oyinza okutundanga ebimuli byokka kirema eri ku mitwalo 6.
Abakugu bagamba nti ekiri mu vanira ekinaaba mu vanira omukulu kisooka kubeera mu kimuli. Inside this flower there is 2 organs, a female organ and a male organ. Tebanga wonjuki yaddeeki yetantala kimuli kya vanira naye waliwo kabatu oba ekiwuka kyetutama nkimanyi nkiraba nekifaananyi nkirina kyo kisobola okukuyambako accidentally.
We are committed to serve our farmers, and we ensure that our farmer is included in the vertical supply chain. So we help the farmer right away from the planting stage up to the final.
Amanya gange nze Mugalo Dawuda nga nsiŋŋaanibwa ku kyalo kino Nakatyaba omuluka gw'Essugu eggombolola Buyukwe district Buyukwe nga wano we tuli kyekifo ekya faamu yange wenkolera emirimu egy'ebyobulimi n'obulunzi. Ebirime byange byonna ebiri ku faamu birima mu nnime ya Nakavundira. Birime bingi nnyo naye wano mbalazeeko ebitooke, ninako ebikajjo, ninako vanira, ninako obutunda ne muwogo kwali ku lusalosalo olwo mpola. Wano wenyimiridde ebulako katono okuwera yiika eri 3 quarters. Era nnima mu nnima eya biodiversity farming. Ng'ekinkozesa ekyo olw'okuba nti nina ekifo kitono ate njagala nfune kinene. Kati bw'otunuulira nga bino byembalaze ebikolo bya vanira bw'aba nga abaze bulungi mu sizoni mba musuubiramu emitwalo egiwera 8. Akatunda kano kaba nga kabaze bulungi mu sizoni mba nkasuubiramu akakadde. Ebitongole ebijja bitwongera okutunyikiza emisomo gavumenti erwanyise chemicals mu ggwanga abantu bonna badde ku organic farming. Ekyo kijja kuyambako omuntu okuba ne income.
Ettaka lyaffe likuuma bulungi n'okuba eggimu tetufuuyira. Buli lw'ofuuyira otta obuwuka buli obuleeta obulungi mu ttaka. Amabanga zino ziyinza fuuti 4 okuva ku ttaka kuno. Abamu bakola 2 kitundu lwawo kagundi bwe kaba akatoka nga katono wapangisiza ate oyagala okola ekiki ekiriyo n'ofunza naye manya nti okufunza okwo bw'onooba okola ki bw'onooba osimba ekitooke kajja kuba kati nya wano okole fuuti mmeka emu kwemu wano wonooyiwaki obukuta ne bube nga bwoteekamu bwoti olwo bubulirayo obukuta tomaasaamu.
name's Abdul Karim Farid Karama. I'm one of the directors of Sulma Foods and the Sulma Center. We are based at Burema Road, which is about 10 kilometers from the Kasana, on the Kasana-Chichusa Road. We're in Luero district. We've been in motion for the last 20 plus years, and we've been doing more of exports of fruits and vegetables to the Middle East. We've been doing to Japan, where we're doing the dried pineapples, bananas, and jackfruit. We use quite a number of organic practices, just like we are doing eco management. We are doing soil management in the right way. We are doing mulching. We're using botanicals for our crops instead of using pesticides and so on. Most of our inputs are done on farm. We develop our own inputs. We develop even the biologicals, some like lactic acid bacteria. We do it on farm and so on and so on. We would love to see organizations come on board to help us. For example, in the agriculture extension, we told you about the FFLG, but still we need more help. For example, organizations like Pelum can come on board and fund, for example, extension or training of extension workers or training of farmers or something like that. Then government can come in, for example, like pushing the airlines. I know it's, the market is open, but pushing the airlines to bring down the cost of air freight. In fact, if our air freight rates are good, Uganda is very competitive with our good, sweet, organic products. We'll be very competitive on the market.
My name is Carol Zawede, CEO Mliza Farms Limited. We are the demo farm. We have a demonstration farm in Zirowe, Wabitungulu Majo. I'm seated on 15 acres of land. I have different organic products. I have here the farm. I have goats, which is our main stream. I have rabbits, chicken, ducks, turkey, guinea fowls, and banana plus pineapples. We do practice organically, especially in the plants. That is in the banana, especially in the banana and some vegetables, where we always collect the rabbit urine and we use them as a herbicide, as a fertilizer in our banana. I normally use my social media handles to market our products. That is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and also we have a pickup point in Intinda, where we normally take our products for pickup, especially for customers that contact us via our social media. So we put a pickup point near town where they can always pick our products. Also here at the farm, we have a number of challenges which comes at times with workers, the way to practice regular things we give to them, then the weather. At times, especially this time of this area of Vuero, we always get the dry spell longer, so it also affects our production. However, we have managed to have water reservoirs. We have managed to have hand-dug wells to see how to resolve the challenge of water and dry spell here. As a farmer, I appeal to organizations like Veram to always look for us, organic farmers, help us create, reach out to those good organic markets, help us with our trainees, because we have the farm, we have everything. At times we need more knowledge about what we know.
I'm Mkasa Muawia. I'm the founder of Kapeka Livestock Farm. Within the farm, we are focusing majorly on rabbits because we have discovered that rabbits can support other projects that we want to do. Because we want to do organic farming. It is hard to do organic farming without rabbit droppings and rabbit urine. Because the urine, after adding value in it, it acts as a pesticide, it's a foliar fertilizer, and it is a repellent. And the droppings have NPK in them. When we add value on them using the BSF, so it will give us a more concentrated organic fertilizer. So we are into rabbits because we want to produce meat and skin. To produce meat that will help us to get our dream of people eating healthy, because if we are producing healthy meat, the best white meat, So it means people are eating healthy, so we would have achieved our goal. So in doing so, there are specific breeds that produce meat. They are purposely meat producers. Those are the Flemish giants. All these you see here are giants. This is a California, but it is a giant. So these giant rabbits can grow even up to 9 kgs. So this is a chinchilla, but it is a giant. It has some giant genes in it, and the eardrop. So these are rabbits that grow very fast and can give us meat. Because when you look at the international market, they want meat which has not overgrown, and they want a rabbit which has meat. So when it overgrows, the meat loses its nutritional value, and
We've been working with small-scale farmers for the last 27 and plus years. Over the years, St. Jude has been implementing easy-to-do practices in organic agriculture or agroecological related practices to farmers so that they can use this as a way of changing their livelihoods. But again, still remembering that the environment has to be given priority. So basically the agriculture that we've been practicing all these years and what we are still practicing and what we hope to practice even in the future is basically based on agriculture that is going to care for the environment. But what we have here is basically the biofertilizers. So this is a biofertilizer synthesis plant, and what we deal with here is we are synthesizing, biofertilizers from the readily available materials on the farm in an agroecological way. These are the microorganisms from this area all around St. Jude. This is the tank. So this is the mother tank. There are billions and billions and billions of microorganisms within. So we are having earthworms inside. Okay? They are doing the science. They are helping us do the work. These are the earthworms that are trying to feed from the food that we've just put, you see? All these are earthworms. And what they are doing is they are basically feeding on the cow dung and all the microbiota that is within. So they will eat through this, and finally we shall end up with what? With soil that is well balanced. We are having a permaculture site. This used to be a dry area, a normal grazing field, okay, for animals before St. Jude acquired the land. But when we acquired the land, we automatically and systematically developed it into a farm so that we can showcase to most of the farmers who have these excuses. I can't deal with the land that is rocky. I can't, this land is so, deprived of nutrients and whatsoever. This land is so nutrient deficient. I just can't use it. We actually wanted to showcase to these people because we are a demonstration farm, but again also a training center, but again still an agricultural college. As we farm, we always remind farmers that there is no any other planet they are going to migrate to. It is always going to be planet Earth. So they have always to remember that as they farm, it should be safe agriculture. So this method of using inorganic fertilizers, we always discourage farmers from. This method of planting genetically modified seed is always discouraged.
I'm Mukasa Muawiya. I'm the founder of KCOA Livestock Farm. Within the farm, we are focusing majorly on rabbits because we have discovered that rabbits can support other projects that we want to do. Because we want to do organic farming. It is hard to do organic farming without rabbit droppings and rabbit urine. Because the urine, after adding value on it, it acts as a pesticide, it's a foliar fertilizer, and it is a repellent. And the droppings have NPK in them, when we add value on them using the BSF, so it will give us a more concentrated organic fertilizer. So we are into rabbits because we want to produce meat and skin. To produce meat that will help us to get our dream of people eating healthy, because if you're producing healthy meat, the best white meat, so it means people are eating healthy, so we would have achieved our goal. So in doing so, there are specific breeds that produce meat. They are purposely meat producers. Those are the Flemish giants. All these you see here are giants. This is a California, but it is a giant. So these giant rabbits can grow even up to 9 kgs. So this is a chinchilla, but it is a giant. It has some giant genes in it, and the ear drop. So these are rabbits that grow very fast and can give us meat. Because when you look at the international market, they want meat which has not overgrown, and they want a rabbit which has meat. So when it overgrows, the meat loses its nutritional value, and
My name is Kayimba Matthias. I'm a farmer, a KCOA multiplier. I'm a nutritional educator. I'm a leader. My farm is in Gayaza, Wakiso district, Kasangati Town Council. The major crops I grow on my farm are vegetables, bananas, and fruits. My farm is 1 hectare, and the major practices I use that are organic: 1, zero tillage; 2, green yard manure, composite manure, terracing, mulching. My products are sold on a local market, that is Gayaza market, Nakasero, and Karerwe. The 5 days I've been in the caravan, they have so far been enriching, in the case that there is a lot of information in addition to what I've been knowing that I've added. So there's a lot of information I've also shared in terms of farming practices, good agronomical practices, marketing linkages, value addition, and how do we do post-harvest handling. So the number of farms we've visited, they have been so much enriching in terms of their practice and the use of their farms. And I've seen some few things that maybe I've not been thinking about so much and putting them on my farm, like maybe agrotourism. So some of the farms we've visited, they are practicing agrotourism. Then others are doing value addition at a higher level, and they are doing international marketing through exporting their products. I appeal to different categories of people that they should appreciate organic eating, organic production for the health and environment protection. Because when we see how the organic contributes and benefits our community, we are seeing that it has enormous benefits to both human beings and the environment at large for sustainable agriculture, sustainable nutrition, then sustainable environment for today's population of today's generation.
I'm Albert Kakande. My location is in Wachiso. I live in Wachiso in a sub-county called Mende. So excited about the caravan. It's my very first time on the caravans. Going to Wikwe, Kayunga, visiting and benchmarking on what people are doing. My space is half an acre. So that half an acre holds my house. I have a section of goats. I have a fish pond, a designed fish pond in my compound, designed to show my person that I'm teaching that in this small space I can eat fish, can eat catfish. People keep asking us what is organic. The organic is what? So the practices are these things that we do to ensure we don't add anything that is not natural, bio-natural, from the pesticides, from the chemicals. So the practices for you to have your crop or your plant come out as simple as mulching, do the trenches, tap on the water, collect the water, put buffers with the green, let those green leaves come back and get the humus to create the nature microbes which are going to rejuvenate the soil. I mean, use compost, use the manures, the goat manure. I've told you earlier, goats. So I bank on that to rejuvenate the soil. Such things, such practices are. What most of the farmers are contemplating about is government is a little skeptical. I mean, it's not moving fast in appreciating the organic agriculture enterprise, I mean, section of its own. I mean, the farmer was saying, if they had the will to promote organic, why would we be importing the synthetics? So if my government could hold the whole concept of organic in their palm like this and say, let us embrace this scale, I mean, that to me would.
I am known by the name Sasio Grace, and I come from Soroti District, Soroti Sub-County, Obule Parish, and Otaba Village. Professionally, I am a farmer who was one time trained as a TOT. So as I talk, I am a TOT, and at the same time, I am a multiplier. I practice organic farming. I am also a TOT of organic farming. I majorly do compost making. I also do trench composting. I somehow not so much. I do water harvesting, which is not actually in a deeper way. I also do mulching. The carbon actually took me through a lot of experiences, whereby, first of all, much as I've been thinking that I am well versed with organic farming, but to the places that I reached, the farms that I was taken to through with the carbon, I found that there were so many experiences that I needed to have had before. And it is actually one of the opportunities that I've had again. I have quite experienced some of the pesticides which I've not been knowing how to produce. I've experienced some of the practices. I've experienced, actually I have reached to some bigger farms that I had never reached in this caravan period. I had never met a solar dryer drying products for export. But the process they took us through, actually, it was very, very impressive. To the organizers, I must say that I'm so grateful for what they organized for us farmers. Because what they took us through, being a lay farmer, I don't think I would.
My name is Simwe Jody. I'm located in Wakiso town, in Wakiso district. The village is called Choga. I'm an organic farmer, basically dealing in pastures for animals. I'm farming pastures for animals. I do keep goats and I keep cows. And my farm is located on 2.5 acres. It's a demonstration farm. Organic farming, it needs someone who is patient. For example, these people who are using like conventional farming, they like shortcuts. The Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture has really helped me a lot. For example, we have done the training. Even right now we are training, getting knowledge, getting exposed, getting different networks for my other fellow farmers. When we visit different farmers, you really learn a lot. From the beginning of this caravan, I have met different farmers practicing in different, some are planting different crops, different from what I do. And actually I have also developed a feeling from here right away, I'm not going to stay in pastures only. For example, when I went to Nguru Farm, I was really impressed with what they were doing. They had like greens on a side, they had turkeys, they had fish, goats. I would like to say thank you to Peram Uganda. You have really helped me a lot. You have exposed me to different farmers. I've got networks, I've got connections. I really thank Peram Uganda so much.
Amanya gange nze Galiwango Kyoloobi Moses nva mu district y'e Wakiso mu ggombolola y'e Mmende mu Lukabaka ekyalo Kongojje. Ndi mulimi nima munima eya organic. Kulima kuno nkumazeemu emyaka 15. Nina acres 8 ne decimal 8 zonna nzirimirako. Naye mu kututendeka okusooka baatugamba tutandike kitono era twatandika na kitono. Nga nnima ebitooke n'emmwanyi. Nagenda nga z'omubanga ery'emyaka 10 gye njogeddeko acres 8 zonna nzikavalinze nga nnimirako ate era nnundirako. Nnima ebirime byange mbitunda akatale katandikira waka. Okubeera mu district y'e Wakiso era bwe baali bakitutendeka baatujja ku nnima ey'okulima ebirime ebyokulya ne batugamba nti ffe kisero ekyekibuga Kampala. N'olwekyo ekisero ekyo akatale katandikira waka ku nnimiro era ebisigadde nengenda nga mbyongerayo nange kenyini na outlet mu town eriraanyeewo ebyokulya byange mwe bigenda amatoke bagakima ate n'abagafikawo nembeera nga ngeetundira mu katale akaliraanyeewo mu kibuga kyaffe town yaffe tugiyita Bakka. Baasene ya karavani enkoledde birungi byerere kubanga mu districts eziweza 6 kanzimenye n'ozimenya omuli Wakiso yange yennyini mubaddemu abalimi besimanyi omuli Buyukwe omuli Kayunga omuli Luweero Nakaseke ne Masaka. Njizeeyo ebintu ebirala bingi nnyo era mbadde neetenda okuba omulimi ow'ekitalo naye kyensanze eri ne bye ŋŋenze nzija mu buli mulimi gwe abalimi be tukyalidde binnyongeddeko kinene era njenyumiririzaamu nnyo.